What's going on, guys? It's Nick from Lively Outdoors. I figure I'd spend my last 20 minutes of my lunchtime talking to you guys about something that kind of irritates me and worries me about some people, but trigger reset. That is a very, very overhyped issue. I hear a lot of YouTubers talking about it, and I think it's because way back in the day, like maybe one person mentioned it and everybody's feeding into it. You shouldn't really worry about trigger reset. Trigger reset at the most is going to be like a quarter inch, a half inch longer than the best one. In a defensive scenario, the last thing you want to focus on is your trigger reset. You should already have your gun down. You should already be fully trained with your pistol. If you have a concealed carry permit, you should already know how to operate the thing 100%, in my opinion. You shouldn't just go buy a gun, get a concealed carry permit, and go out and start carrying it. That could be very dangerous to you and other people. You know, if I'm not like trying to talk down on anybody, but like on some channels I've seen, they'll say they shoot to reset, and you'll sit there and you'll watch them, and they'll wait for the click, and then they'll squeeze off again, and they'll wait for a click, and then they'll squeeze off again, and they talk about audible and tactile reset. If you're shooting that slow in a defensive situation to where you can audibly hear your reset and you can actually feel it, you're shooting way too slow for a defensive situation. Trust me, if you're in that scenario, the last thing you're going to do is hear a reset or feel it in your pistol. You want to put those rounds downrange as quick as possible. And if you're a newer shooter and you're shooting to reset, my opinion, don't, because it can get other people hurt. I mean, if you're actually shooting so fast that you're shooting to reset and you're racing that trigger, you're not allowing the muzzle to come back down quick enough, so you could be spraying somebody off, 400 yards. I mean, a bullet will skip on pavement and travel a long way, and it can kill or wound somebody else, and you're liable. I mean, not only lawfully liable, but in your mind, that's going to sink in for a very long time. The only real thing in a defensive scenario that you should be focused on, if God forbid you had to use it in a self-defense scenario, would be what is behind your target, number one, your front sight on the target, number two, and then three, hope and pray that your target drops before you do. That's honestly the only three things you should even be focusing on, not trigger reset. I've just never actually gotten that where people, I'll see YouTubers saying, well, it's got tactile and audible reset, and they'll check it and they'll run it against the sear, the connector or whatever, and it's like, man, don't do that. You're just confusing people and getting the whole wrong idea out there. I mean, I've shot for a very long time. I've shot competitively, and I've shot, for other reasons than concealed carry, and it's something that I've never done is shoot to reset. I have a couple times just to see what it felt like, and I cannot shoot fast enough to shoot to reset accurate enough for a self-defense situation. In gun games, that's a whole different ballgame. IPSC, IDPA, Steel Challenge, all that. That's a whole different ballgame. Run the piss out of the trigger. But in a self-defense scenario where you're actually human on human, and you might have other bystanders, or a block down the road, there's a house with some kids playing or something, a stray bullet may fly off. Just don't do it. And that's just my opinion. A lot of people may hate this, but if you do, suck it up. I mean, surely you know the truth. It's a YouTube talking point to have this video on, oh well, this trigger sucks because it's got this reset. Oh, this trigger sucks because it clicks 2 times or it clicks 3 times or whatever. I've seen some really good guns, some really good pistols get knocked down, and sales would probably drop because YouTubers drop them down, and the people that feed into this sort of thing don't purchase them, and that's what a lot of companies are hoping for anymore is purchasing because they offer the YouTubers. I mean, that's their number one marketing campaign, in my opinion. I can't be bought and paid for it. I don't care if I've got 50 million subscribers. I can't be bought and paid for. I mean, every company out there could give me a free gun. I'll still tell y'all it sucks if it sucks. That's just how it goes. And anytime I tell you one gun sucks, the next one might be great from the same model, same company. You never know. That's the issue with mechanically built stuff like that. But anyway, back to the trigger reset. I don't shoot to trigger. I don't shoot to reset. I never have, never will, on a normal basis. I have just to play around with or something like that, but at the range, a few times, but I still don't like it because I don't want to get in the habit of it. If you can't move your finger fast enough to have an extra ½ inch come out and press back, you need to concentrate on that instead of wanting to know when your audible reset's kicking in, when your tactile reset's kicking in. It's just something that shouldn't be focused on, in my opinion. That's just me. Hope y'all got something out of this video. Y'all may look at it and be like, man, this dude doesn't know what he's talking about. But trust me, if you raise that trigger in a self-defense situation and you beat it when you're used to shooting on trigger reset, whenever you're used to shooting it on reset, and you beat that reset and you short stroke it, you're already gonna have 2 rounds in you before you figure out what happened, what went south. Anyway, hope y'all got something out of this. My lunchtime's just about over. I got about 13 more minutes, so see y'all next time.